Would you like me to jump in with the dynamite?
Today is huge. There's a lot going on. We've got a lot of zombies, and then we have all the actors and a lot of vehicle stunts going on.
It's just one big, long battle scene starting way over there with two parked cars. It ends up with explosions going off in the background as they haul ass out.
It felt like the French Connection. And this sort of bomb disposal, kind of crazy Mission Impossible zombie escape was a sort of breath of fresh air and felt like we were back in the show.
Rick and Michonne end up jumping into a couple of cars that have a cable tethered to each vehicle, and they use that to mow through hundreds of zombies.
We're literally wiping out a football field worth of walkers, just literally slicing them in half.
Yeah, I guess you could call it the biggest weed whacker ever.
Everybody gets really excited when we have an explosion. Daryl Pritchett is rigging it right now as the group drives away. One of the explosives they left behind causes an explosion and blows up a ton of walkers.
We have 2.5-gallon jugs, and then the rest of them are 1 gallon. 5 there, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and about 12 gallons of gas. So now you'll be able to see how much 12 gallons of gas under the right conditions will give you in a fireball.
This is one of those sequences that when we read it in the script, we kind of go, oh man, how are we going to pull this one off? And it's really, really hot out here. The crew's busting their ass, and I think it's going to come out really, really fantastic. We've had a lot of fun, and I hope that the fans enjoy watching it as much as we enjoyed making it.
And he's playing Rick, so, you know, he's bringing the full Rick to the show. He can actually go full bore and swing. When he has an opportunity to go all the way, he does. He doesn't leave anything behind. Return fire comes from Andy.
There's going to be more machine gun fire in the next 4 days than we've had in 6 years. It'll basically be Die Hard for the next 4 days.
There's a lot of shootouts. There's a lot of blood flying through the air. There's a lot of shells flying around the rooms.
I shoot just as he passes.
It's close quarter machine gun fight, you know, very close quarter. The whole hallway is only about 32 feet long.
When you're in a very small space and you've got automatic weapons going off, there's hot shells flying everywhere. You have to protect your actors, you have to protect your crew members, and you have to tell a story and make it look good on film.
I think there's a misconception that on movie sets, if you fire a blank, it's totally safe and you can do whatever you want, and that's absolutely not the case. We have to work out with the actors and the stunt people and the camera operators of where everybody is going to be and who's firing when to make sure it feels safe. There's just so many elements and so many different people that go into it.
I mean, the whole episode was like some independent art house movie in the middle of, you know, The Walking Dead. I came on set because there's a new director, and I met the goat. She was the most professional goat I've ever had the fortune of working with. And I just wanted to see the location as well, which was so different. It was such a beautiful, amazing, psychological nightmare. And I loved that. I loved that.
You got this, bro. You got this. No, I'm going to give him a good laugh, man. No, you got it. You got it. Do it. I got to do one. You got it. Yeah. Do one. Do the first one. All right.
I can't.
Christ. Like animals, they are starting to migrate. During the search, they see a deer, and then this beautiful moment is shattered by a gunshot. Otis, who shot Carl by mistake, tells us that there's a farmstead, there's a guy called Herschel.
Help me inside. My boy inside. You need to give us some room.
Rick is a control freak, but this is an opportunity for him to have to wait. Herschel is not so happy about this group of people joining.
But what the world is out there isn't what you saw on TV. It is much, much worse, and it changes you.
A few reasons why he wants to stay on the farm. There's food, there's livestock, but more importantly, his son is very, very sick and needs to rest. And then he gets delivered the double whammy.
My wife's pregnant. That's either a gift here or a death sentence out there.
Do we take someone's life to protect our own? Or do we release them at the risk of him telling others where we are? Dale dies, and Rick takes that upon himself as a sign that we let Randall go.
Me and Daryl, let's take Randall off site and cut him loose.
For Shane, this is the tipping point. Releasing Randall shows that Rick's not fit for leadership. Rick realizes what's about to happen, tries to talk him down, tries to appeal to his old friend.
You're gonna have to kill an unarmed man.
But he realizes that to survive, he has to kill Shane. and he's able to do it. They are an incredibly accomplished group of survivors now. There is a time pressure, and the ticking clock is Laurie. She's pregnant. Rick thinks that if he chops Herschel's leg off quick enough, maybe he's not going to turn. It was one of the weirdest, most unpleasant scenes I've ever had the bad fortune of shooting.
Where is she?
It was a terrible, traumatic scene. In spite of this terrible trauma that Rick's going through, there is new hope, there's new life.
She looks like you.
Rick is extraordinarily confused about this mirage of this dreadlocked samurai woman.
Pretty boy, charming, Jim Jones type.
Rick says we're going to have a counterstrike. We're going to go and save them. After the raid on Woodbury, Rick realizes that they are a direct threat to us, that war is going to come. So he heads back to his hometown to go to the armory to get some weaponry. And that's where he runs back into Morgan.
You can come back from this. I know you can.
We have a community, we have a prison. You know, come, and he can't go.
I want Michonne. Turn her over and this all goes away.
Rick's not willing to trade Michonne for anything.
We're going to war.
When the governor comes with his men, we lull them into a false sense of security. And then we counter-strike. Deanna and Rick's relationship is incredibly respectful. Two different types of human beings, but great leaders in their own right. And I think they recognize that in each other very, very quickly. There's a moment, I think, in episode 5 where I say, you need to lead them, Deanna. And she says, no, you should lead. You know, and I think in any other circumstances, Rick would be more than happy just to be the general to her leader, because he acknowledges that she's a very smart, adaptable, tenacious, and authentic person. So when she comes and starts fighting with him and then gets hurt, it's heartbreaking for Rick.